Hi, welcome to my channel. So in this session, I will be discussing about the object-oriented programming and the event handler, but in a global class. So last time uh, I showed to you a demo on how to do it in locally using SE38 only, but this time we're gonna use SE24. So like last time, this is the program. So this is the output, but let's make it more useful this time, okay? So, uh, like what I've said, it's gonna be in SE24. So where is my here? Okay, I've already created it, ZCL event Paul. If you're gonna click display or change, the first thing that I did here is define the event name. So here is that event is the name, instance event, public, and I added the parameters also. So if we click on the parameters, the first parameter is listener low and listener high. So associated type, this guy here, and that's the first step. So the second step is the um, event handler. So I named this one here method event handler. And for the parameters, just click that. No, before that, after doing this one, click on this guy here, detailed view. And before I forget, it's a instance method and public. Then click on the detailed view. And here, make sure that it is public instance and event handler 4 is selected. And here, just copy this guy here, the main class, and it's gonna show you the event. So for example, this one, I deleted the event. If you click on this F4 button, it's going to show you Z event because it's the only event in the class right now. Then hit on change. And after that, you will notice that there will be what do you call this? An image label. It means event handler. Okay, this is going to pop up. And after that, click on the parameters. And initially, these are not present. Okay, but if you're gonna click on this guy here, copy event parameters. It's gonna show you the Z event event here. It's gonna copy the parameters from that event. They will be placed here. So that's pretty convenient. So as you can see, I also created an okay. If you double click on this one, the event handler, I added some code here. So it's just saying if this is if the parameter value satisfies this range, it's gonna pop up a message. Enter the values between 1000 and 2000. And it's if this is not satisfied, let's put an else here. Diff there. Okay, let's make a pretty printer. Activate that. Okay, so basically this is the main code here for the event, and we'll be creating a trigger also, like the one we did in the local class. So method trigger is the what do you call this? The name of the trigger. And if you double click on this one, before double clicking it, let's check the parameters first. Okay, it has the same parameters, listener low and listener high. Unfortunately, there's no copy button here, like the one we did in the event handler. So just copy those two, okay? And let's go to the contents of this method trigger. So here, do not forget this guy here. This is very, very important. Usually they place this um, in the constructor. Um, part of the class, but in this case, I placed it here to make it more visible for this demo only. So set handler, method event handler. This is the event handler for all instances. This is similar to the one in the local class. As you can see here, set handler, object method 1 for object, and before I called the trigger. So here, raise event, Z event, exporting those parameters, listener low and listener high. So since my trigger has parameters, I just transferred these two into these two. And Z event, um, it now contains the parameters, and when the Z event is raised, the program will go into this method, and it will have those two parameters also, as listener low and listener high. And those will be used in here, in here, in here, and here. Okay, I hope this part is clear, the global class. And now let's go to the report program. So the report program is very simple. So LFA1, I did the declaration here. I declared this guy here, object, the internal tables, the work area. I think we're not gonna need some of these. IT LFA1, I'm gonna need that. Let's check this one. Yep, we don't need that anymore. So I just copied this program and enhanced it. So here also we don't need this guy here. Okay, let's check. LFA1, am I gonna need that? Nope, just the object. No, I need it. Okay, so here the selection parameters, you have to have that as listener, and object, create the object, and the object type ref to ZCL events poll, this guy here, there, and then we'll be calling the trigger. The trigger will be passing the listener low and listener high. And after that, since, oh, I almost forgot. I declared an attribute here. It's a global internal table. So IT LFA1 underscore. So you will see that in the event handler. I will be um, populating this internal table, IT LFA1 underscore. So since it's a global internal table, um, I did this part object IT LFA1 as a reference, and I transferred that into this local internal table, and I did the looping to display the entries of that select statement. So activate that, and let's hit on the breakpoint there, and let's run. So here, let's enter 1000 to 2001. Wait, let's make it 1001. I made it 1000. So here, the low is, let's change that to, okay, click F5. So here, it's going to set the handler F5, and we will now call the event Z event, wherein we're going to pass these two values also. F5. Now, if you can see, it now called the event handler. So this is going to be satisfied, I assume. F5. Okay. Enter values. Okay. Since it's only an I. Oh no, I did the else part here. Okay, F8. Okay, now let's enter a valid value. 2000. Okay. Run. F5. 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 So it's gonna satisfy this part this time. And 0. Now it's gonna enter 94 entries. So ITLFA1 now has the entries. Okay, and it's being passed to this guy here. Okay, so you can see 94, and we'll do the looping. Okay, what's gonna happen if we remove this part? Okay, let's remove this part. A while ago I forgot to enter this guy here. So let's see what's gonna happen. So if we run the program again, F5, and we'll go straight to the race event. After F5, it didn't go anywhere. It didn't go to the event handler method. So here you will see 0 entries and nothing happened. So that's how important that code is, that line. So don't forget that. And this is very helpful when calling methods. Other than call method, this is another way. So it's going to be up to you on how you're gonna utilize this feature, but it's a nice feature on calling methods. And there, hopefully you learned something from me today, and have a nice day. Bye.